Hi, students. How are you doing? Welcome to NISM. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. When this man said he loved the poorly educated, he actually meant it. And the fact that some magas think that they are very smart, these people cannot even learn, not even today or tomorrow, because somebody is coming here to tell us to see the bigger picture and trying to like we should add everything up, not just in piece, like bring them in bulk, so you can understand where this man is going. That Trump has the bigger picture and he is going to take you far, and you all are seeing the stock market crashing, and you all are seeing everything going down. And somebody is, see, how do somebody that knows what he is doing tax an island where it is only penguin that live there? Tell me if that person is okay. Because tell me how you are going to tax an island. Penguin. That is to tell you how clueless this government and the people that support this government are. There is no bigger picture here because I do not have any frame to look for a bigger picture. And I am not saying light at the end of the tunnel because, man, that is just something you all use to console yourselves. Don't tell me that. Because things are going wrong. People are going to starve. People are going to go through it. Stock market and the rest of it are crashing. And you are telling people to see the bigger picture because you are dumb and you do not know anything about tariff and how it works. And you want to tell people that are smart or people that know what they are saying to look at the bigger picture. That bigger picture is going to catch you. Let's get into this.
Let's have another conversation about these tariffs because apparently a lot of people are upset that we're actually excited for this. The comment section on my last video about tariffs is exactly why we all say that Trump is playing chess and you guys are playing checkers. When you're playing chess, you have to maneuver. You have to think about moves that are 10 steps ahead of what you are doing. Checkers is not that complicated. You guys think you have the entire game figured out because you're analyzing one move that he's making and you're not thinking about the next 10 moves that he's going to make. These tariffs are one step in like a 10-step plan that is made to accomplish 4 things, which are to remove income tax on anyone who makes less than $150,000 a year, to bring back $1 trillion in revenue, to cut $1 trillion in spending, and to bring manufacturing back to the United States. You guys are never going to be able to figure out Trump's strategy if you keep trying to break it down piece by piece instead of combining the pieces to make one giant puzzle. And a common sentiment that I was getting in my comment section is that tariffs caused the Great Depression and the stock market crash of 1929, which is not true. When the Great Depression happened and the stock market crash happened in 1929, tariffs had not even been in place for almost 10 years prior. 1913, we created the income tax, the Federal Reserve, and the central banking system. This is what replaced tariffs. Fast forward like 20 years later and you have the stock market crash, which is further proof that our money does not need to be in the hands of the government because every time we give it back to them, they mismanage it. The reason they have convinced you that tariffs don't work is because tariffs don't work for the government. Because if you notice, every time in history that we get rid of tariffs, it gets replaced with more government involvement and more government regulation. And this is a big reason why I discourage people from investing in the stock market, because you are putting your money in the hands of someone else and you have no control over that money once it's in there. If that company goes under or if some big scandal comes out about that company, guess what? You just lost money and you did nothing. I have never understood the stock market. All it is to me is a way to make rich people richer because you're investing in these companies that you claim to be so against. Like, have we not figured out by now that government institutions are a scam? Like, colleges are pretty much a scam. Insurance, a scam. Credit, a scam. So yes, the stock market is another example of a scam. They convince you that by investing in their companies, you are now on the same playing field as them and now you have stake in the company, but you will never, ever, ever be on the level of the people that own the stock market. So what are you doing? And I could be wrong on this one. This is just my personal experience, but I have never met someone who has made it to billionaire status by investing in the stock market alone. So I guess I just don't understand how we can be so anti-government and then yet every time something happens, you guys side with the government every single time. And did you know that it's not actually the government's fault that you have to pay the tariffs? It is the choice of the company whether they want to absorb the tariff themselves or pass it on to the consumer. So again, the blame is not to be on Trump, it is to be on the billionaires of these corporations who, instead of eating the cost that you know they have the money for, decide they want to pass it on to the consumer. And did you guys ever think that if Trump does bring manufacturing back to America and say they do get a tax break, that maybe they would eat the cost of the tariff because now they can afford to do so in their eyes? You guys are so dead set on being anti everything that Trump does that you can't even see situations logically. You cannot see both sides of an argument. And you know what? Maybe I am wrong. Maybe the tariffs will not succeed. But damn if I'm going to sit here and hope that my country fails. And another side note, you guys already know that people like government officials are bought off, and doctors and lawyers and judges can be bought off. So why would you not think that economists can be bought off too? The entire point of everything that Trump is doing is pro-America. It is to buy American, to support America. So I don't understand why, as Americans, you guys keep taking the most anti-American stances on everything. Because I think it's funny how you guys want to keep saying that we're so wrong for imposing tariffs on these other countries, but you guys say nothing about the tariffs that these guys have put on us. Why is it wrong for us to do it, but it's not wrong for them to do it? Because believe me, they're getting plenty of money without those tariffs, okay? They get tariffs from us, and not only that, but they also get all kinds of federal money and foreign aid and all this stuff. All of our money is just supposed to go to other countries forever. I mean, honestly, at this point, is it so hard for you guys to just say anything positive ever in your lives? I actually feel sorry for you if you are living from this like scared, what is going to happen to me mindset, because that is terrifying to live in. And I know because I was in it. A lot of you guys see my videos and you think that I'm like diehard Trump and diehard MAGA. Trump in 2024 was the first time that I had ever voted for a Republican. And this is why, because Democratic policies don't work. Okay? What has improved in our country over the last 20 years? Apparently, according to y'all, we're worse off than we ever have been. So how have the Democrats helped us at all? And to be honest, for all this money that's going out to other countries, how have they ever helped other countries either? Yes, things might be a little better, but I don't see anybody that is absolutely thriving based on the money that we have given them. Ukraine and Russia are still having the same problems 20 years later. The Middle East is still having the same problems they've been having for 30, 40, 50 years. And we've been over there several times claiming that we were going to fix it. Honestly, I think at this point, some of you should join us over here, because over here we have freedom of thought, okay? We're not afraid to question what is going on and say the unpopular opinion. But sure, we're the ones that are in a cult. Because you're analyzing one move that he's making and you're not thinking about the next 10 moves that he's going to make.
I mean this with all sincerity. Donald Trump doesn't have 10 more moves in him. He doesn't. He doesn't. He is not some mathematical genius. He's not a chess player. He is a pigeon that shits on a chessboard. Why y'all keep trying to make this man out to be this goddamn genius, I will never understand. I will never fucking understand. This has got to be the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my entire adult life. Every time he does something fucked up, y'all out here talking about, y'all ain't seen the psychological and the moves within the moves that he ain't got that in him. Come on. Come on. This is not fucking Sherlock Holmes we're talking about here. We're talking about a pair of Yeezys with a hole in the bottom. This man, come on, man. Y'all gotta stop this shit. Like he's doing some sort of 3D chess with the moves. No, he ain't. He's doing stupid shit because people paid him to do it. He's doing exactly what Project 2025 wanted him to do in first goddamn place. You motherfuckers y'all got to be kidding me. Y'all gotta be kidding me. And this is why y'all want him to have a third term? Y'all keep trying to act like this man is some sort of a genius. Donald Trump is a genius at marketing. That's it. Marketing. He sold y'all a bill of goods and you motherfuckers are still lapping it up. Still. You judging this one move, not looking at the 10 other moves in Do you think eliminating income tax is somehow going to help poor people? Think about that. Eliminating income tax is somehow going to help the poor. No, it's going to help the rich. You just going to get hammed. You just going to get a hand shoved up your ass in order for it to happen. These aren't strategic moves. These are the moves of a fucking squirrel on cocaine. The fuck are you talking about? Y'all ain't seeing the 10 moves he making the other. That man ain't Kaiser Soze. He's Kaiser dumbass. The fuck are y'all? The other 10 moves he making it. Like this man is some sort of a chess genius. Man's rancid potato salad with raisins in it. Get the fuck out of here. His next move is just going to be to contradict the fucking move he just made before. Come on, man. Y'all got to stop with this shit. Donald Trump said you're genius. No, he's not. He's good at marketing. Y'all still out here talking this bullshit.
You guys think you have the entire game figured out because you're analyzing one move that he's making and you're not thinking about the next 10 moves that he's going to make. These tariffs are one step in like a 10-step plan that is made to accomplish four things, which are to remove income tax on anyone who makes less than $150,000 a year, to bring back $1 trillion in revenue, to cut $1 trillion in spending, and to bring manufacturing back to the United States. You guys are never going to be able to figure out Trump's strategy if you keep trying to break it down piece by piece instead of combining the pieces to make one giant puzzle. And a common sentiment that I was getting in my comment section is that tariffs caused the Great Depression and the stock market crash of 1929, which is not true. When the Great Depression happened and the stock market crash happened in 1929, tariffs had not even been in place for almost 10 years prior. 1913, we created the income tax, the Federal Reserve, and the central banking system. This is what replaced tariffs. Fast forward.
No, but my question is really, where do you get off trying to discuss politics and macroeconomics? You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. By the way, you're an astrologer, which is awesome. But if I don't know shit about astrology. So you're not going to see me out here giving predictions for fucking Leo with Cancer rising, because I know that I don't have any fucking idea what I'm talking about. You're talking about politics and macroeconomics, and you can't even tell me what a fucking tariff is. There's people who have no idea what they're fucking talking about. Then there's asinine, ass clown, dumb fucking mindless morons. And then you're right about here. When people told you that tariffs caused the Great Depression, they were talking about the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930. No, that didn't cause the stock market crash of 1929. But if there was a single thing that caused the Great Depression besides the stock market crash of 1929, it was the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930. Because the Republican Party's response to the initial phases of the Great Depression was to institute global tariffs. All that did was raise costs on working families, make things too expensive, and cause banks to shut down because people were lending too much money. Tariffs make things too expensive, which is, by the way, why we instituted the income tax amendment in 1913, because working families were shouldering the entire burden for paying for the federal government because all we had was tariffs, because tariffs are only a tax on lower and middle class working families. Tariffs do absolutely nothing for our economy that we can't just do with, raising taxes on the fucking rich. You want to raise $1 trillion worth of revenue and cut $1 trillion worth of spending? Raise taxes on fucking Elon Musk. You'll accomplish the same thing in one act. But you're lining up for some inexplicable reason behind billionaires who want to cut taxes for themselves and increase taxes on everyone else. These tariffs, combined with the last 20 years of dramatic tax cuts on the wealthy, this is a bigger economic act than Roosevelt's New Deal. This is the biggest tax hike in American history, Trump's tariffs, but it's only on working families. I'm just curious, since you know Donald Trump's 10-step chess plan, and by the way, I guarantee you Donald Trump calls it chest. What's step 5? In Donald Trump's 10-step plan? What's step 3? What's step 2? You're talking about the guy that wanted to stop a massive hurricane by firing a nuclear weapon at it. You're talking about the guy who thinks that scientists spent millions of dollars creating transgender mice because he saw the word transgenic mice on the federal budget. You're talking about the guy who thinks that immigrants have come to the United States from insane asylums because he heard once that immigrants were seeking asylum. Trump's tariffs are not about chess. Trump has never even heard of chess. Trump is playing 52-card pickup, and his handlers are intentionally trying to bankrupt the economy through his tariffs because a destroyed economy is great for billionaires. Because when all these businesses fail, billionaires can swoop in and buy them all up dirt cheap, and you're just going right along fucking with it. Meanwhile, the United States is about to enter another Great Depression. So fucking kudos.
Y'all have got to be kidding me. One of the islands, countries that Donald Trump tariffed is inhabited by penguins, not real people. Y'all have got to be kidding me. Somebody say we're being punked right now. Say it right now. We're being punked. Somebody say it right now. Please, somebody say it right now. We're being punked. We're being punked. We're being punked. No, don't get excited. Do not get excited. It's not what it seems. Before I get into it, make sure you hit that follow button, that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 500,000 subscribers. Elon Musk is stepping down, but it's not what it seems. On yesterday, news broke that Elon Musk was stepping down from his special government position with Doge. The White House also confirmed that he will be stepping down from that position. But that's because, based on legislation, policy, he can only be in that position for 130 days a year. So the way that I interpret that is that next year, he can come back and work another 130 days. The following year, he can come back and work another 130 days. When I was researching this story and I saw all of the headlines, it gave me the impression, the way they were presenting this story, was that there was this huge blow up happening between Donald Trump and Elon Musk behind the scenes, and that's why Elon Musk has decided that he was leaving soon. He's leaving soon because he has to leave soon. But he can bring his ass right on back next year, the following year, and the year after that. Fox News is reporting that the president remains pleased with Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency's initiative, but both men have decided in recent days that it will soon be time for Musk to return to his businesses and take on a supporting role. So he may be leaving as the head, the lead of Doge, that special government position. He may be leaving that, but he still will be a support to Donald Trump, meaning Elon Musk will still be telling Donald Trump what he needs to do, and Donald Trump will get it done. With that said, let's be clear. Elon Musk will still have his dirty little fingers all over our government.
You know, Joe Rogan being scared of what's going on in this administration, that don't mean shit to me. Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul voting against the tariffs on Canada don't mean shit to me, because y'all are some of the prime enablers to why we are in the mess that we're in. And y'all are trying to get some sympathy points and act like we're supposed to respect your decision making just because you speak up now. What the hell is that gonna do now? Be real, what the hell is that gonna do now? Some of y'all heard me talk about this. Mitch McConnell looked Barack Obama in his face during his presidency. He told that man, you will never get a Supreme Court justice. You will never be able to choose a Supreme Court justice while I'm here. And I will make sure that every piece of legislation gets blocked while you're the president. Rand Paul was a big voice in the Tea Party, right? The same people who were trying to get that man's birth certificate out, they all gave rise to this man who's in the White House right now. And Joe Rogan has been on his anti-woke, alpha bro, no DEI bullshit ever since COVID, ever since a professional medical expert told him that he needed to take a goddamn vaccine. All these people talking now, talking about, oh, I'm a little nervous. Oh, we don't want this man to run. I don't want to hear shit from y'all. Just like a lot of these voters talking about they have regrets. Y'all were perfectly okay with watching this shit burn down. Y'all were perfectly okay with getting in the way of progress. All right? Because you felt like there was no place for you in the future. And now because, Mitch McConnell is 90,000 years old and he done fell down the stairs 8 or 9 times, he got a change of heart. He wants to try to save democracy. Yeah, we ain't here for that. Now that Joe Rogan is like the 6th podcast on the list, he done fell down the rankings so far from being the #1 guy. All of a sudden he cares about the future of this country. Rand Paul did all that talking, has no influence whatsoever, didn't get him nowhere, but he wants to act like he is standing up for America. Nah, I'm not doing that. Y'all made this bed that we're all lying in. Y'all are prime enablers. A lot of this is your fault. So don't come to me now talking about you're worried for the future. This is what you wanted.
Now, normally, if I said that Donald Trump had put tariffs on places where people don't actually reside, live, produce, deport, import, export, they don't do any porting because there's no people. If I had told you that Donald Trump put a tariff on a place where there's no people, would you get it yet? Would you get that the tariffs and their product aren't the point? Why do you put a tariff on a place where there's no people? And the answer is literally just because the tariff isn't the point. If the tariff was the point, they would be done in a way that is sensible, reasonable, efficient. If the tariff was important and the product of the tariff was so goddamn necessary and important, then why would you put a tariff on a place where there's no people? See, putting a tariff on a place where there's no people is a mistake. It's an error, right? And errors don't happen if you're being circumspect. Right. So then what is the point of the tariffs if the point is not the tariff itself? Isn't it obvious yet? He's trying to hurt us. He knows how tariffs work. He's not that stupid, and the people around him certainly aren't. It has been explained to him. These tariffs are being put on these goods to hurt us, to hurt us, to hurt us, to drive us to desperation so that we will do something silly or revolutionary, and they can then declare martial law. That's what the purpose of these tariffs is. It's not to bring revenue to the government. It's not to bring us out of a recession. It's not to correct any kind of economic disparity between us and our trading partners. It is to hurt Americans so that we will cause a ruckus, so that they can enact martial law, so that they can suspend elections, so that Donald Trump can be king. They've already mapped it out in the public eye. Remember Steve Bannon? Depends on your definition of a term limit. When the Constitution clearly says a term is 4 years and there can be only 2. Only way a term gets extended is by martial law and the suspension of elections. They have been plotting this from the beginning. It was always the purpose, okay? The bringing down of child labor laws right as they start deporting migrants. Don't you get it? Get rid of the labor force and enslave the labor force that's already here. The one that was protected by DEI, by fucking child labor laws, by discrimination laws, by hate laws, etc. Remove those protections and then create a hole for a workforce and then push them into work. It's clear that's what's happening. So if that's not the point, what is? What is the point? Because you're not going to make any money off of any other country. You're just causing a fucking world economic crash that hurts mostly us. We pay the tariffs. We do. There is no rational purpose to do any of this unless you are trying to do what I just said. There is no other rational reason to be doing all of these things in this order at this time, except for this purpose. So if they have another explanation, I would like to hear it. Or if it's just dumb fucking luck that they're this fascist, I would like them to say that. And then correct. Obviously, they aren't going to. This is the point. Read Project 2025. Stop listening to Fox News. Stop listening to that placating, mind-numbing, truthless garbage. They are trying to hurt you on purpose and lie about it. Yeah, so that you will cause a ruckus when you finally realize it. Wake up early. Be organized in your ruckus. Yeah. See, the French Revolution was organized. Yeah, they organized ahead of time. Right. The mob was not a mob. The mob was an organized strike force. That's how come they got so many. That's how come they beheaded all of them. Yeah. 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 Because they were organized. Because they knew what was coming. Because they were already suffering through a famine that they didn't care about in the Palace of Versailles. You starve folks. You push them to desperation. You push them to desperation and shit happens. That is the truth of the universe. So why are they doing this to us now? Except to cause a problem so that they can capitalize on it. Fuck MAGA. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck all Republicans. All of them. All of you. All of you. I don't care if you're a nice guy and you didn't vote for Trump. You did vote for all of his predecessors and this entire chain reaction. You brought this about. All of you. You did this. You did this because you couldn't fucking see the writing on the wall. You couldn't be sensible. You voted your ego. You voted your biases. We're done now. We're done. I find out you voted Republican. You're out of my goddamn life. And this goes for my parents too. I am so fucking sick of this shit you created. I am so fucking sick of this shit you boomers fucking created. I'm out. You did this. And now we all get to suffer through it. And because I know I never voted Republican, I'm going to be laughing the whole goddamn time. Yeah. I'm also going to be growing vegetables, right? Stockpiling, maintaining my resources. I just bought a giant 25-pound bag flour. Yeah. 25-pound bag of rice. 25-pound bag of salt and sugar. I got all that shit. I'm good. I got powdered milk. I got corn. I got cornmeal. I got beans galore. Motherfucker, I'm prepared. I've also got metal fucking locking doors. What do you got? You ready? Because this is what you brought about. I'm listening to my parents over here talking about how dumb Trump is and how they can't be Republicans anymore ever again, right? The first term, they said, Donald Trump, we're not Republicans anymore, okay? We hate him. We're not going to vote for him. Great. You notice that you voted for the guy before him, though, right? That you voted for the guy before him and the one before that, too? Yeah, you did that. Fuck all of you. You were monsters from the beginning. You just didn't realize it yet. Well, here we are. Look around. Look what you did. You're a fucking monster. Get over it. Become a decent person. Care about other people in a way that's actually substantive. Care about them. Action. With your hands. Do something. Because you did this through your complacency and your ego fluffing. You wanted to be comfortable, and look where that need for comfort got us. We're going to be uncomfortable for a fuck ton of time because of you. Never take the easy road. Never go with the thing that fluffs your fucking ego. It's always wrong. But I guess my parents taught me better than they taught themselves because I'm the product of them and I learned the lesson and they fucking failed. Get it through your heads. They are trying to hurt us. They are trying to drive this into the ground. They are trying to destroy this country on purpose so that they can come in and make it in their image. They want to destroy what's here so that they can remake it. They've said that explicitly. Time and again. Believe them. Listen to it. Figure it out. Holy shit. A tariff on a place where there's no fucking people. A tariff on dead land. Just sitting there. Because they don't actually care. Because there is no plan besides destroy it all. What was it Elon Musk's little kid, X, said? What was that? We go on a rocket ship and we fly into space and we go to the moon and we quietly do what we want? Why would they have to go to the moon if they can just fucking change the laws here and do what they want?
We have major breaking news right now. The stock market has just had its worst day since the height of the pandemic in 2020. Stocks across the board have tumbled. It's absolute Armageddon on Wall Street right now. The S&P 500 closed 4.8% lower. NASDAQ closed 5.4% lower. The worst day since 2020. The Dow Jones dropped more than 1,679 points. The dollar has wiped out all gains since Trump's November 5th victory. Now, before I continue, TikTok could be banned in 2 days, so follow me on my Instagram, Substack, and YouTube. They're all in my link tree in my bio for more. The KBW Bank Index has sunk 9.9%, most since the regional bank crisis. Individual stocks are down across the board as well. Nvidia is down, Google is down, Apple is down, Microsoft is down, Meta is down. Everything is down right now. This is an absolute bloodbath on Wall Street, the worst day since 2020. I will continue to provide you updates based on how the market does overnight, so follow along for more.
See, the stock market's tanking, right? But guess what the president is doing on your dollar? He's flying off on Air Force One with the Secret Service and a lot of reporters, remember you're paying for it, to Doral to play golf for a couple of hours at his golf course, and then he's going to have a dinner, and then who knows where he's going to go. And remember, look at the stock market. Check out your retirement. No, don't look.
So he tariffed the penguins, but not Russia. And the same people who voted for him because of the economy are the same people who don't care about the price of eggs no more. Y'all brought it up. And the people who support him are so delulu that they are literally saying, trying to explain it away, gaslighting us, saying, oh, a crash will be good for the economy. Huh? Are we prepared to eat rice, beans, and homemade bread for the next foreseeable future? Because y'all know damn well once they jack them prices up on them consumables, they ain't coming down. They ain't never coming back down. I, for one, am not ready to go to the mines. I'm not ready to work in the factory. I'm not. Y'all did this to us. I saw somebody say that there's only 2 types of people who support him: billionaires and idiots. And you might want to check your bank statement to see which one of them you are. Instead of making America great again, he's more like making America depressed again. And all of this because of racism. Because God forbid y'all actually vote for the qualified black woman, overqualified black woman, who wanted to give y'all new child tax credits and new first-time home buyer credit, who cared about equal opportunity for all, who cared about things like ending white supremacy. Oh, but y'all don't want y'all, of course, because eggs, penguins, tariffs.
Many of us here in the U.S. are waking up this morning to our investments and stocks plummeting. I know I made the mistake of checking my account. Trump's tariffs have had a huge, huge impact on the economy and will continue to do so. You know it's a bad sign when his former vice president, Mike Pence, is speaking out directly against these tariffs and warning that the average American will be losing $3,500 this year as a result of the tariffs. Do you know how many people voted for this administration without even understanding what a tariff is? But do you know?
So this is all I got from this video. And it looks like some people do not understand the meaning of tariff, right? Tariff is actually a tax imposed on goods, either entering a country or leaving a country. And this is being done by the government, right? Of the importing country or exporting country, depends, right? And why do government put tariffs on goods? It is often used to regulate trade and protect domestic industries or to generate revenue. Some people really do not understand that when tariffs are being imposed on goods and services, on goods most especially when it is outrageous tariff, Who pays the tariff? The citizens pay the tariff, because it looks like some people are not understanding that it is not the government that is paying this tariff. It is you and I that will pay the tariff. And how do you impose tariff on how many countries? Almost 100 and something countries that are supposed to pay this tariff. So which means if all these tariffs are being pulled on other countries, it means anything coming in from those countries also, they will also add their own tariff. And when they add those tariffs, it means that what you are buying for $1 is also going to be how many dollars? It will be so much dollars. Like it might be $4, and you are paying extra money, right? Now, let me tell you this. This is iPhone 12 Pro Max. I can't remember how much I got this phone when it came out, right? And now it's been said that Apple, like the phone that costs probably $800 or $750, is going to cost 1,011 or 12 to get. So you can imagine from 700 to 1,011, which means how much? More $400 or $500 depends on how much tariff that is being imposed, because it is the tariff that is being imposed on the goods, on the product, that will also determine how much the company will sell the product to you. I don't know if this is making sense. You can see other companies already are raising the prices of their products straight up. Now, also, Apple already issued a warning that the phone that costs you maybe like $500 may cost you $1,000 something and all that. It is because of the tariff. See, when you are putting tariff on products, you are putting excess. I mean, I think for how many years nobody has experienced this kind of tariff, because this is excessive, right? It is excess tariff, and which means the citizens are going to suffer. So you can imagine putting tariffs on countries that import daily products, like products that you use on daily basis, like eggs. Because now you all can see how great America is, that most eggs are being imported, and some other things. So let's assume cheese, eggs, like juice, fruits, vegetables, and all that, right? That let's assume that the taxes on them are so much. It means you are absolutely buying all these products because they are something you consume on daily basis. You are paying so much money to also buy it. Some people do not understand that, and someone is telling you that do not put pieces in. What kind of grammar is that? What kind of grammar is that? That you are telling people that they are not seeing the bigger picture. Which bigger picture? That taxes are being cut off for billionaires. Yes, taxes are being cut off for billionaires, and the masses are the ones suffering because you are elected an incompetent person. I keep saying this. You don't wake up and put tariffs on people straight up. You think people are not going to retaliate because you are the general overseer. People are going to retaliate. Even if you put 50, because you are the first to put, does it mean that other people are going to put? They will look for a way to also hurt you. United States is not on the. So now tell me how incompetent the person you all elected, because you all feel like a woman could not run this thing because you are being racist. This is towards yourself, right? And now Penguin, an island where only penguins reside, are also getting are being taxed. Who is going to pay that tax? That is how you people have failed woefully. The stock market so far is going down on daily. People are losing money. It is crashing. And you all are saying you can see the bigger picture. No, you need to hang that bigger picture in your room so you can always say it. Because I personally, I am not seeing the bigger picture, and my people are not saying the bigger picture. You people, MAGAs, are the only ones saying the bigger picture. Because I brought a video here each day that some black conservatives that do not even know 1 plus 1, that cannot minus 0 from 1, or that cannot minus 1 from 0, are being happy that our Canadians are going to suffer and other countries are going to suffer because US has really been very lenient to them, that they've been taxing US and US has not been taxing them. That is how ignorant and silly you all are, because you don't know anything. If you know anything, you definitely will understand how trade works and how tariff works. You all think it's about praising somebody. No, you all have to sit down and think about what you all are doing or what you all are saying, because it ain't adding up. It is not making sense. You don't wake up to tax people in a way that will hurt them and also hurt you. Now, everybody at this point in time is going to be looking for a way to survive, because at this point in time, it's going to be survivor of the fittest. You all don't understand what is going on, but it's going to clear for some people's eyes real soon. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.